I'd say I'm happy with the way that my films come out, my music video. I've had doubts throughout this process, and even a few weeks ago there was not much filming done. I filmed a lot in the last few weeks, and it's helped that my brother ended up being in my video because he was here when I needed him, and if he wasn't here, my mum and dad could help me persuade him to do things. And he's got an apprenticeship, so when he leaves college he doesn't have any work to do, whereas A-level students have a lot of work to do. So it was easy to get hold of him. Overall, my video, there are things that I would still do to improve it and make it more how I'd want it to be. There's some clips that, some shots that I would like to include in it, which I didn't get included, but it was lack of time after having to change my video from scratch. I would have preferred to carry on with my Beyonce video. I prefer that song. I think there was more that I could do with the song. I think Give Me Love, it's a very slow song, and there's visual imagery, but I didn't have a bigger picture for it. I found it difficult to think of things to do for it. So yeah, that's why I included the guitar really, because there was an extra thing that I Was Here didn't have, that didn't have the musical instrument background, whereas Give Me Love did, and I played on that because of the lack of other ideas I could think. I think it's a confusing song as well. It's like Give Me Love, he wants love, but I've made, it depends how you interpret it, I've made it more about one girl, myself, which is awkward, but I've made it more about one girl, whereas he's not specifically saying which girl he wants, or if there's one girl, he just wants love. So that was my interpretation of the song. At the minute I'm quite annoyed because I've sat for hours and lip-synced my whole video, and on YouTube that doesn't show, there's a lag on the YouTube clip, but that's something I've got to deal with when I'm looking at it. The shots I'm happiest with is I love the second shot, the pan from the top hand of the guitar down to the main strumming hand, and then up to his head as he starts to sing. I like that shot. That was actually an idea that me and Chris, Ed Sheeran, came up with together, so I like the fact that there were input ideas from Chris as well. That helped me, especially because I had a lack of time to create it, as I'd suddenly decided not to do Beyonce anymore. The other shot that I think works quite well is the teardrop shot, of the teardrops on the worktop. I like that. I sped that up, I increased that, and I think it looks like believable tears. I think the thing I had in mind for doing that shot was him sat with his head in his hands as a silhouette and teardrops falling onto a dark worktop like it is, but just more of a silhouette. That wasn't possible, but that was something that if I had extra time I could have made possible. It was accidentally actually, in the fighting, I'll Fight My Corner, the first time that's said, when he's punching the wall, there's a slight jump cut, well there is a jump cut there, and I like that effect. I think that's something I'm proud of accidentally, if that makes any sense. The clothing is something that I would change. I'd use similar clothing. Ed Sheeran and that genre really don't have a specific style. It's just t-shirt, jeans, jacket, hoodies. especially Ed Sheeran coloured hoodies and t-shirts. But the day that I filmed the 2 lip syncing shots on location, he had the same green hoodie on, and I think it's either the green hoodie or the blue t-shirt when he's playing the guitar. There's not much change in that. So I would change, I'd give a bigger wardrobe, but like I said, due to the genre, I don't think that's really important. The day we shot on location was the windiest day ever. It was really windy and extremely cold, and in some of the shots I think that's visible. It is for me because I was there, I experienced that terrible weather, and I've watched it over and over again as I've been editing it, but I think I'm not sure if that would be as visible. Some of the wind is visible because his jacket, the pull cords on the hoodie are blowing in his face on some bits, and sometimes they're up and sometimes they're down. That's not that continuous, but I did what I could do with the weather, which was really awkward. Another fault that I pick on it is in the shot, it's like a 2 shot with both hands playing the guitar, and there's an extra strum on that, which if I had time again I would have reshot that. And also the cold day, my dad was taking pictures of us as I was filming, and at one point my brother looks towards my dad as he's singing, so he's not engaging with the camera as much as he could have in that shot. So that's something else I'd have reshot if I'd have noticed it at the time, and if I could have had those same conditions to go and reshoot again, but that would have been awkward to get. Like I said, overall I'm pleased with it. It brings across what I wanted to bring across. First ideas for this video were to do more of a home movie of me and my brother, love interest, using the camera more, a bit more movement. There's a Jake Bugg video where he moves the camera. It's a bit all over the place really, it's constantly moving, and it's all out of focus and a bit strange, but I liked that effect, and I'd had, maybe not the out of focus bit, but I was thinking of doing the more movement on the camera bit, but and I was going to do those bits in black and white or grayscale to portray that love that's lost, which I still included, and I think that works well. I chose not to put a narrative sequence at the start of the video because the sound cut at the wrong point, because when I'd filmed it I lifted up the door handle to lock the door as I'd kicked my brother out of the house, so the sound didn't cut properly, but otherwise I'd have used that. Yeah, I think it works well. I think it interlinks with my other media texts well, using the black and white, similar clothes, and the guitar is included a lot. The guitar's a big part of Ed Sheeran's life, and because of the type of artist that I want Chris Millette to be, it's a big part of the package as well. That's what I wanted to portray, that he's a songwriter rather than somebody who goes out and gets songs written for him. He'd have influences, but I wanted him to be a songwriter, and I hope that that's portrayed in the fact that he's out playing his guitar, and with the images on the website as well. That's worked. So yeah, I'm happy. Bye.